All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today, May 26th, through Monday, June 1st. And this is Jimmy Danko, a forecaster here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh. All right, so first let's look at what has fallen since Thursday. It's been definitely a welcome wet period across Central North Carolina, with just how dry it had been, and much of the area being in a severe to extreme drought. Generally, just looking at radar estimated and observed precipitation totals, this map here shows what has fallen since Thursday. It's a 7-day total map, but the rain has only started on Thursday. So generally, totals have been around a 1/2 inch to 2 inches across most of the northern Piedmont and northern coastal plain, and 1 to 4 inches across the southern Piedmont, Sandhills, and central southern coastal plain. There have been some locally higher amounts, though, as you can see, like here in northern Davidson County, up here like in Vance and Chatham, and then certainly down in Sampson County as well. In fact, the highest total observed total that we've seen is nearly 6 inches in Clinton. And the full list of observed totals can be found at this link. So now looking at the future weather pattern that we're expecting. So today, more of the same for the most part. The pattern doesn't really change much. Still have a lot of moist air in place and moist southwest flow from the Gulf. And we've got a stalled front to our north. So this will result in showers and isolated scattered storms again across the area this afternoon and evening, but coverage overall looks a little less than yesterday, and confidence is lower. There isn't really any strong forcing mechanism in place from what we can tell. So confidence in widespread heavy rainfall is lower, but still isolated heavy rainfall is certainly possible. And then more showers and scattered storms expected tomorrow, probably fairly similar, maybe a little less again in coverage compared to today. And then a couple of frontal passages will bring drier air and decreased rain chances by Thursday and Friday, which Friday should be mainly dry. Saturday, maybe the one day that we have increased chances of showers and storms again as another cold front sweeps through, but still doesn't look as widespread as we've seen. And then by Sunday and Monday, again, we go back down to very low chances. As for temperatures, today through Thursday will again be warm with highs generally in the 80s and lows in the mid 60s to lower 70s. That's above normal. But then by this weekend, we behind the cold fronts, we turn cooler with highs only in the 70s and lows in the 50s, and that continues into Monday as well. So looking at the Weather Prediction Center's rainfall forecasts for the next 5 days. So again, these are average totals. So today they generally have Most places at a 1/4 to 1/2 inch with localized amounts of a 1/2 inch to an inch. But still, isolated totals of even over an inch are possible where any storms occur. And then Wednesday, average totals are less, only around a 1/10 to a 1/4 inch on average across the Northeast, and even less than that elsewhere. Thursday, mostly dry. Friday, mostly dry, just very light totals, if any. Saturday, again, is the one day that we have higher totals again in the forecast, mainly in the south, of a 1/4 to as much as 3/4 of an inch on average. So for the next 5 days, we're expecting totals mostly from a 1/2 inch to an inch across the area. But again, that's just an average, and locally higher amounts are certainly possible. As for severe storms, we're mostly just in a risk for general thunder over the next few days from the Storm Prediction Center. The one exception to that is across the far northeast near the Virginia border tomorrow, where we can't rule out an isolated damaging wind gust with any storms. But it's only a level 1 of 5 risk. So looking at the excessive rainfall outlook from the Weather Prediction Center, today they have a slight or level 2 of 4 risk for excessive rainfall across the north and west today, with a marginal risk elsewhere. Again, isolated 1 to 2 inch totals are possible, but heavy rainfall does not look as widespread as it was yesterday. Tomorrow, continued drying trend, only a marginal risk of excessive rain across the far north, and we're not concerned about that on Thursday or on Friday. Saturday, maybe in the far south, there could be a threat for excessive rain, but confidence on that is low at this time. So looking at now the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, odds favor, slightly favor below normal temperatures during that period across our region, and near normal precipitation. So there isn't a strong signal either way on precipitation. And just for reference, average highs that time of year, now we're getting into early June, are in the mid to upper 80s, and lows in the low to mid 60s. And looking at our experimental graphical hazardous weather outlook, again, this just matches what the Weather Prediction Center has for excessive rainfall risk today and tonight. There's an elevated risk across the north and west with a limited risk elsewhere. Otherwise, there's a limited risk for lightning over the next several days, just with any storms that may develop. But again, they look fairly isolated, especially after tomorrow. And there is a marginal risk for severe storms tomorrow, with wind being the main threat just across the far northeast. So to summarize, showers and isolated scattered storms, again, expected this afternoon and evening. Coverage a bit less than yesterday. Overall, isolated heavy rainfall and localized flooding, mainly in urban and poor drainage areas, may occur. And then more showers and scattered storms tomorrow, probably less coverage, best chance across the north. Can't rule out an isolated damaging wind gusts or excessive rainfall with any storms up there near the Virginia border, mainly tomorrow. And then after that, we really start to dry out on Thursday and Friday, and really through Monday, mostly dry. Still can't rule out an isolated storm each day, but certainly less widespread than it's been. Saturday is the one day during that period when we do have higher chances of showers and storms. And temperatures will be in the 80s for highs today through Thursday, so it'll be above average, and then turning below average this weekend into early next week. All right, that concludes today's briefing. Thanks for listening.